Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Well, of course, it had to happen, a minute and a half after the show ended on Friday? The Supreme Court announced their decision on Roe v. Wade. As you can imagine, there's some things to say about that and some things to hear about that from various peoples. Oh, no. Everyone like such as Joe Biden and all kinds of protesters. Brilliant people. AOC.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
That's kind of redundant when you said brilliant people AOC.
That's true. And we'll get into that. First, let's share with you our Pat Gray bingo card this week. When you get bingo, all you must do is call us at 888-900-3393.
Pin to the top of the Pat Unleashed page on Twitter.
And so when you get a bingo, either across, down, or diagonal, then you call us. And if you're the first one through at that number I just gave you, 888-900-3393, then you win $30 worth of merchandise. PatGrayShop.com.
Boom.
All right. And it starts in the upper left-hand corner with strength.
And I agree with what Chairman Powell said last week, that the number one threat is the strength.
Oh.
And that strength that we built is inflation.
Okay, the strength that we built is inflation. All right, so then you got your middle-class Joe, douche, Jeffy saying, it's almost as if. Then, of course, the caravan is on its way. Always. It's always on the way. Keith.
The world champion Atlanta Braves who blew it last night.
Jeffy, nobody supports whatever more than me.
Eating.
And that would be a true statement, that one. You got the Godfather music.
Do it must be done over there. You come to my daughter's wedding. You don't kiss my ring. You don't honor me. And then you make these requests of me.
Then we got some Keith Jackson. Whoa, Nelly! From better football. Actually, that part doesn't, that's not part of it. But Whoa, Nelly is.
Yeah, he's kind of, you made it your own.
Just going with the flow. Darn it! Oh, dang! A, B, C, D, E, F, U.
Oldie but a goodie.
That fabulous song that came out last year. This.
It's a madhouse!
Mm-hmm.
A madhouse!
Our ever-present audible sniff.
Yeah.
Anything, I guess, from KJP.
What I'm trying to say to you is that the economy is in a better place than it has been historically.
Oh.
And so we feel here at this administration and other experts as well, is that we feel that we are in a good position take on inflation.
Well,
we are
sure,
in a
who
good
doesn't
position
feel that way?
to really start really working on.
Okay, great. To work on whatever. Fill in the blank. What's the over-under? Just funning with you. FU5. And I love this.
Increasing exponentially. Top 1% to 2% have done exponentially better.
Well, corporate profit has been up over exponentially.
Their profits have come up exponentially.
It's going to be up exponentially.
Oh, all right. So there's that. Then we have Keith saying...
That's crazy, Jay. That's crazy, man.
Jeffy with ovarians. Barack Obama.
Ugh. We're going to have to hear him just to muck and fudge.
Yes. Apparently.
Love him.
If they just gave him
the
treatment
breathalyzer
early,
or inhalator.
and they got some treatment and
Kamala.
A breathalyzer.
Breathalyzer.
Or an inhalator.
Inhalator.
Not a breathalyzer.
Or an inhalator. There's no such thing as either one of those things. Keith mentions.
Mentions my Nana. We had coffee and muffins on Saturday morning.
How wonderful.
Yes.
That's great. Now that she lives here.
Yeah.
You got some splatter. Dick Gephardt for president.
Yeah, he needs an exploratory committee soon.
He's He's jumping in.
If he's going to do this, let's go.
This field's wide open. He's got a real shot here. And then the ever-popular crickets. Now, there are some tough ones to get to, so we may spin the wheel during the course of the week. And when that happens, it'll be one of these 5, right?
Well, I mean, you want to do it now, or you're saying just at some point in the week?
No, I'm just saying at some point during the week.
Well, we might have to change it because we might organically cover some of those.
Oh, we may.
You see what I mean?
You're right.
So
yeah,
just hang on if you don't want to do it right now.
Well, do we want to do it right now?
Sure, let's give him a freebie out of the gate.
Here's a freebie one right now. Okay, so we're done with the explaining because the splanning doesn't count.
Oh, okay. So I'm just going to spin it now, and we'll see what it lands on?
Let me tell you first.
Okay. What do we rip?
Number 1, strength.
Strength.
Number 2 would be, if it lands on 2, that's A, B, C, D, E, F, U.
Okay.
3 would be, what's the over-under?
Okay.
4, the breathalyzer. Not a breathalyzer, but it'll later.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got some splat up.
We're going to spin
Number
that
5.
wheel. All right, here we go. Who's our freebie square for this week's edition of Pat Gray Bingo?
That wheel works really well.
Sure does.
Number 2, which is
Number 2?
A, B, C, D, E, F, U, is already covered. Okay. Which is good because we can't play that song anyway.
That's right. That's right. And thank you, Pathead Lily, who sent us this awesome wheel that we don't get enough use out of. So I'm glad we could put it to use.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So cover that square, y'all. A, B, C, D, E, F, U.
Pretty easy one there. Then we had some requests after the Supreme Court ruling on abortion. Some requests came in from Patheads. Linguistic slumming and John Dozier both requested. One said, I do hope it starts with Pat singing about Roe to the tune of Happy Days. That's a must. And then John Dozier said, definitely expecting to hear Pat sing the Happy Days are here again.
No pressure, train monkey.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I perform for you. That's what I do.
Yeah.
How it works. And so here goes. Roe v. Wade has been struck down. A pro-life sheriff has come to town. And you can shove your preferred pronouns. Roe v. Wade has been struck down. Harder now to kill babies. So the left acts like they've got rabies. Put back on your pro-life party gown. Say babies, but shove pronouns. You can shove all your pronouns. So I combined a couple of issues there.
I see. You covered a lot of ground.
Best I could do on short notice.
Hold on a second. Can we revisit the second stanza real quick? It was very funny.
Yeah, if you want to dissect it.
Yeah,
yes.
well, first of all, the second line. What was the line?
A pro-life sheriff has come to town.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And then toward the end, it was hysterical, but I've already forgotten it.
Oh, wow.
The third line, second stanza, maybe?
Third line, second stanza.
Something about harder to kill babies. Oh, rabies.
Yes.
They got rabies.
Yeah.
Oh, and we've got the evidence
rabies.
of that today.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no question.
That's good stuff, man.
I mean, it's always the right that they say is going to get violent.
Yep.
It's kind of happened once that I can think of. Everybody refers to January 6th, the day democracy almost died. Other than that, okay, Charlottesville. There's two instances.
Yeah, and don't you remember 50 years ago when Roe v. Wade was decided? Remember how the right just burned America to the ground after that ruling?
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh.
No, that didn't happen. So it is the rabid. It's the rabid left that act like they have rabies, and they go running through the streets and burning things.
They're demonic, man.
They are. They absolutely. When you hear what people have to say this week, and I'm sure you've been subjected to it online. Everybody's got friends and people, acquaintances, and just people on your social media feeds that are spewing just the most asinine garbage and evil, just evil stuff.
I mean, think of this. It wasn't the forced lockdowns. It wasn't the requirements to wear masks or the vaccine mandates that sent people into the street in the name of bodily autonomy, right?
Yeah.
It was, what? It's going to be harder to kill babies now?
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting out in the streets. Now I'm pissed.
It's amazing. So the lies can't stand. I've heard enough. So let me just tell you the absolute truth about this ruling so that, maybe you can share this with others that you're battling online or, at home or at work. First of all, as we've discussed many times, and as Samuel Alito wrote in his majority opinion, there is no such thing as a constitutional right to abortion. There never has been. There never will be, would be my guess. The left tries to use some combination, I guess, of the First Amendment, the Ninth, and the 14th Amendments to make some sort of privacy claim. First of all, nobody has the privacy to murder another human being. That's not a thing. Certainly not a constitutional thing. And no matter how they try to twist and contort the Constitution to allow this genocide of killing 63 million babies since that ruling, this effort is just bizarre and despicable. So there's absolutely no mention of abortion in the U.S. Constitution, period. That's fact one. In fact, you could make an argument, and I have, that unborn babies are specifically protected by the U.S. Constitution. And you don't even have to wait until you get to the Bill of Rights to find the reference. The preamble states this: "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." Now, our children are our posterity. They are the ones mentioned whose blessings we must secure. It's right there in black and white. How is that not a protection for unborn children? It absolutely is. Ending Roe v. Wade does not end abortion, sadly, but it's true. Yes, some states will ban the practice, but others are going to continue the carnage. But it doesn't automatically end abortion. It goes to the states decide. Well, yeah, but Pat, it's been in place for 50 years. So? And? Should bad laws last forever just because they've been around for a long time? Slavery? Should we have just kept going with that just because it'd been there for a while? No. The order in Missouri making it legal to exterminate Mormons. That was signed in 1838. It wasn't rescinded until 1976. That's 138 years that Missourians had that right to kill Mormons. And then it was suddenly snatched from them. But they were pissed. I mean, it's bad law. It needs to go away. And somehow the death ghouls are on the left are demonizing pro-lifers now. We're the ones who are evil. I'm having a hard time understanding how we who are desperately trying to save human life, how does that make us bad people?
Right.
I mean, you can disagree with us, but to call us evil over it is just so bizarre. And it is you, the pro-death ghouls in this country, engaging in the slaughter of babies and, by the way, a disproportionate number of black babies in the country. I'm sorry, but isn't that the ultimate in racism? You want more minorities killed before they even exist on this planet. Interesting. I'm not sure how that makes you a freedom fighter for minorities. We, the pro-lifers, want more minorities born, not fewer. As always, we're the ones defending and protecting and freeing blacks in this nation. And as always, the left is doing the opposite. And what better issue to make that point than abortion with their favorite racist hero, Margaret Sanger, who founded Planned Parenthood, the big abortion mill, and a woman they adore and idolize. Her organization was founded for that evil purpose of annihilating minorities, of ridding the country of the people that nobody wanted, the undesirables. Jeez. And she spread that message to Europe, not vice versa. She spread that vision of hers to the Nazis. Honestly, I just can't take the psychotic hags whose goal in life is a continuation of slaughtering babies. How did we get here?
And the people on that side of the issue were posting the home addresses of the Supreme Court justices as well, right alongside directions for making pipe bombs this weekend.
Oh, my gosh.
But that's the side of good in this debate.
Again, if this were flipped around, if this were the right, acting this way, tweeting these things, behaving like this.
Oh, you'd hear of arrests.
Oh, my gosh.
You'd see perp walks.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be all... Their face would be all over the news. This is the face of white supremacy in America. This is the face of the ultra MAGA right. Which, by the way, can we just go back 6 years now? Obviously, the early Trump supporters who said, we got to get good judges in there. That's why we got to elect Trump. My gosh.
Wow.
Who has stood in the breach on vaccine mandates, mask mandates, and now has pushed through a pro-life ruling on the Supreme Court. You were right.
How important was it for that Donald Trump presidency?
Yeah.
That was critical to the survival of this nation.
And the fact that Amy Coney Barrett replaced the Ruth Bader Ginsburg vote is what gave John Roberts the balls to finally put his name on the right side of a ledger when it came to a case of this kind of importance.
Although he voted with the minority, I think, didn't he? Yeah, it was 5-4. It was a 5-4 decision, and Roberts joined the liberals.
Was it really?
According to what I read, yeah. He joined the libs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Incredible.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, check it out just to be sure, but I'm pretty sure Roberts joined the libs.
Okay. I see 6-3. Let's see here. Hang on.
U.S. Supreme Court ruling. What you have here is 6-3.
Yeah.
But I read 5-4 on Friday. Maybe that was inaccurate.
No, I've been reading 6-3.
If it was 6-3, then Roberts absolutely voted with the majority then, because nobody else would have.
No.
All right, let me tell you about Rough Greens. If you're a dog owner, taking care of your pet is really critical. You want your pet to be happy and healthy and frisky and fun and just have a healthy life. And that's where Rough Greens comes in. No matter what you feed your dog, that dry kibble dog food stuff, it's been sterilized, and so all of the living things are burned out of it. And Rough Greens, this supplement that you sprinkle on top of whatever you feed your dog, is full of vitamins and minerals, probiotics, antioxidants, basically all the nutrients that are missing out of most dog food. So, will your dog love it like mine does, and Glenn's and Stu's dogs do? You can try it out and find out for free. Well, you just got to pay the shipping. They're going to send you a small bag to try out with your dog for a couple of days, see how they like it, and then if they love it, then you just go ahead and order. You can get a free bag to try out. Just go to roughgreens.com, R-U-F-F, greens, roughgreens.com, or 833-783-3364.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, apparently it was 6-3. I think we got some erroneous information at the beginning of this thing. On Friday, I read specifically where, and I thought, that's typical, where it was 5-4 and Roberts voted with the libs, but apparently not. We're seeing 6-3 now.
Yeah,
so.
And he wrote a concurring opinion, so yeah.
Okay.
Which, you know what, though? Who knows? It probably was 5-4 at some point.
Yeah, it might have been.
Because he's all over the place.
Yeah, he is.
He always changes his mind.
Yeah.
As we've seen.
Very much unreliable.
Obamacare.
Yeah. So here's a map we'll show you on the screen of where abortion stands state by state right now.
See, all you screaming banshees on the left there, you can still go out and find places to...
Yeah, but it's harder.
What do you mean it's harder? No. The power's been given back to you and your state. Elect the people. This is what I hope gets people out of places like Texas and Florida and other red states. Go back to these blue states and make sure that you can keep the right to kill a baby in those states. Go.
Exactly.
Go vote the people in there. Leave us alone.
Yeah, but like in Salt Lake City, it's 300 miles to the nearest clinic. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Don't say that.
Pat, NBC News has an interactive map where you type in where you live, and it tells you the nearest abortion provider. So gosh. Dallas, Texas, you have to drive to Kansas. I'm sorry to tell you that. I've looked that one up for you. It's just ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah. And by the way, all the people that have been rioting this weekend, I hope you conserve some of your energy. Maybe you slept in yesterday because there's going to be a ruling about climate change and power plants that may not go your way. So you might...
just more fuel for the fire.
More fuel for the fire. I mean, what a great week.
More sauce for the goose.
Yeah, okay, just too muck and fudge. Corby, y'all write that down. More sauce
for the goose.
More sauce for the goose. We got to use that. But isn't this great? As the world is burning to the ground, we have these little flickers of hope, like respecting the Second Amendment through the Supreme Court with that ruling.
Yep.
And we have the, obviously, pro-life ruling.
Yep.
Who knows, like I said, what's going to happen with these power plants, the climate change. Stupid.
I mean, they're actually putting things back right.
We may not be on the same timeline anymore. Have we confirmed that we're still on the same timeline we were on a week ago? Another dimension, parallel universe?
Yeah, I know. It's bizarre.
It is, man.
But it's nice to have something go right, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It really feels good. Except, I mean, the left is so ugly and so nasty and so violent that they do taint it just a bit.
They sure do. They sure do. And now the talk is we got to go out into the rural areas where there's only one cop usually on duty and they don't have adequate fire protection.
That's what they're saying?
Let's go after those communities. Yeah. Those communities will be waiting for you. They don't need a police force if you want to show up with your Antifa thugs. I tell you. So,
especially in Texas. They'll be waiting for you.
We'll see what happens. But it's dangerous time.
Some celebrities chimed in.
Good.
Like Bette Midler, who tweeted out...
The one from Hawaii?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the singer from Hawaii.
Yeah, that's the one.
Get ready, gays. You're next.
Okay.
Where are you getting that? Where are you getting that? Alito specifically said this applies to nothing else. Stop the lies. He specifically wrote that to avoid this kind of stupidity. Yep. It doesn't apply to anything else at all. It's just abortion.
Right, and that was the Defense of Marriage Act. That was the federal government that outlawed gay marriage, okay? Your precious federal government. That's who did that.
Including Barack Obama at the time.
Yep.
And including probably Joe Biden. I'll bet he voted for the Defense of Marriage Act.
Ooh, I'm going to look that up.
I bet he did. I mean, these people have changed so radically. It's really amazing. Here's a nice one from Danny DeVito.
Okay.
Danny DeVito. What was your last movie, Danny? Like Jewel of the Nile, or what was that called? Back in the early 90s.
I don't know. He's the Eminem guy now.
Yeah. Yes. That's what he is now.
Oh, he was in the second Jumanji? Oh, okay.
All right. But he tweeted out, Supreme Court my ass.
Okay, go back to bed, Danny.
Thanks for your input.
He wakes up, sees everyone on the left, all the Hollywood railing against the Supreme Court.
I got a good one.
Oh, this is good. This is good.
Wait, watch this. Supreme Court my ass.
Send. All right, I'm going back to bed. I've made my point.
What's his wife's name? You know, the famous...
Rhea Perlman.
Yeah, Rhea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rhea, watch this. Supreme Court my ass. You like that? Yeah. That's really good, Danny. Send it. Send it. Post it. And there were others, of course. Former President Barack Obama.
Oh, good.
Today, the Supreme Court not only reversed nearly 50 years of precedent. That is like precedent is so precious to them. It relegated the most intensely personal decision someone can make to the whims of politicians and ideologues, attacking the essential freedoms of millions of Americans. You know what else has done that? Murder laws. Yeah. That it's against the law to kill somebody.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's at the whim of some elected official who enforces that stupid law that you can't walk up and shoot somebody in the head if you want. You've taken that right away from them? Wow.
Don't restrict my freedom.
Right.
By the way, yes, in 1996, when DOMA was passed, Defense of Marriage Act, which outlawed gay marriage in America, the Senate vote was 85-14 with Joe Biden in the supermajority.
Ta-da! What a surprise.
Bernie Sanders was among the 14.
Oh, yeah, he's been pretty consistent. He was a commie then. He's a commie now. Senator Elizabeth Warren tweeted out the very idea that 6 extremists, if you look at what they've ruled on and the way they've ruled as a whole over the last few years, you cannot call these people extremists. They have not been extreme at all. I mean, Gorsuch has stunned people on the right with some of his decisions. And, so is Kavanaugh, for that matter. Kavanaugh and Gorsuch are not. This is why I didn't think this was going to happen.
Yeah.
We talked about that many times. They're not going to overturn Roe v. Wade. Shut up. It's not even on the table. Surprise.
Well, Coney Barrett, like I said, was the key, because you're right. It would have been 5-4 if RBG had still been there, because that would have been the fourth vote.
Yep.
And then Robert's been like, my court's not going to be the one to leave this kind of impression.
Right.
So,
which I'm surprised he voted with the majority. That's amazing.
I'm sure in the draft. I don't think we had a vote tally on the draft. I don't think so.
Be interesting to see. The very idea, though, she writes, the very idea that 6 extremists on the Supreme Court think they can force their personal and religious views on the rest of America by rolling back abortion rights makes me downright furious and determined to keep fighting back.
You go, girl.
Canadian Prime Minister, what the hell does he have to do with anything? Justin Trudeau and French President Emmanuel Macron called abortion a fundamental right for all women that must be protected. I'm sorry. You guys have nothing to do with us and what is a fundamental right and what isn't.
I'd like to point out that in Europe, many countries, including France,
much tougher abortion laws. I mean, much more.
Right.
Yeah, they're tougher abortion laws.
They're tougher than Roe.
Yeah. Oh, much.
So they get whatever.
But I mean, you could go up to. I think some countries have like 16-week limits, and
I think France.
They enforce them.
France just changed. I don't know if they're about 14 now, 12 somewhere
weeks?
in there. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so
interesting.
They would have been the ones challenging in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is what I love, is that the state of Mississippi is the one that is ruining the day for all these blue staters.
I don't know. Did they get together and tweet? No, here's Justin Trudeau's. The news coming out of the United States is horrific. Is it?
Shut up.
My heart goes out to the millions of American women who are now set to lose their legal right to an abortion. I can't imagine the fear and anger you're feeling right now. I can't imagine why you'd be feeling it.
Yeah, he actually invited American women to come up there and get their abortions if they want, but the irony is that you would need to get a vaccine to be allowed into his country. So much for autonomy.
Yeah, right. And then from Macron, abortion is a fundamental right for all women. It must be protected. I wish to express my solidarity with the women whose liberties are being undermined by the Supreme Court of the United States.
I'm telling you, and sure, these foreign leaders, but these Americans in the streets, they have no concept of the Constitution, the 10th Amendment. You can't have the states' rights argument with them. It's, I got to be able to murder my babies as soon as I want. What are you talking about?
Yeah. And whenever I want, right up to birth if I want to.
If it's good enough for them, is it good enough for you?
Now back to Pat Gray Unleashed.
No, you look like an idiot.
That's true.
Vern Lundquist tweets, I know everyone is dying to hear Vern Lundquist's take on abortion, the end of Roe v. Wade. We are. We've been waiting all morning. We've been saying it, haven't we? I'm just happy there will be more peoples, even if my faith in peoples has been at an all-time low. Yeah. Jimmy Dimples, it's said that every child born is a sign that God hasn't given up on us. What's that say about us on earth, scrambling so rapidly to snuff those children before they leave the womb?
Yeah.
It says something really bad about us. It does. And we're going to be held accountable for it. And that's why I'm kind of shocked that at this late date where we seem to be right at the precipice of going off the cliff once and for all, we pulled it back a little bit.
It's almost like has Smokey Bear, right? He says, you got to put out your campfire, right? It's almost like, all right, we've given up. We're walking away. The fire's out. It's over. It was a good run. Wait, there's a couple of embers in there.
Yeah.
Hey, there's still a chance.
Yeah. I don't know that we even know how to handle good news like this.
Right?
I'm like, I'm feeling a little guilty about it.
Yeah.
Wait, that was a good ruling? How did that happen?
Does not compute. I forgot how to react to this kind of stuff.
From unrepentant capitalist, the end of Roe is a great opportunity for red states to begin turning their large blue cities back to red. State legislatures now have to step up and pass very conservative laws.
Yeah, and put it into a language that radicals on the left can understand. Red states are now safe spaces for babies. That sums
right.
up, okay?
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, we should use their language against them. The left says drag queen story time is normal for elementary school kids. Riots with burning buildings are mostly peaceful, and the most important thing the military should worry about is pronouns, and they call the right extreme for not wanting to kill babies. Yeah, that sums it up pretty well. Michael in Wisconsin. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Morning, guys. How you doing on this great
Doing good.
day? This great time with this Roe decision. It's awesome. So I had some additional comments on the Chief Justice Roberts situation and how he voted.
Yeah, okay.
I was listening to Ben Shapiro, actually, when it came down, and he was talking about how Chief Justice Roberts, as usual, kind of was riding the fence on the issue.
Yeah.
It was 6-3 ultimately on the specific judgment about the Dobbs case versus Dexman and Telford.
Okay.
I think it was.
Yeah.
So he agreed that law should be upheld.
Right. He wanted to do the narrow ruling, right?
Okay.
That's all he wanted to do. He didn't want to end Roe v. Wade.
He just said
Yes, that's right.
He didn't want to touch Roe v. Wade and say,
right.
we'll uphold this one, but hey, guys, could we just kind of wait on this and not talk about Roe?
Right.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And so typical of the jurist he has become over the last, 15 years. Appreciate it. Thanks, Michael. That's good clarification because that's right. He wanted the narrow ruling on just what they were talking about. And that's what he always does.
Right, because Jackson's Women's Health wanted a bigger piece of the pie. Look, that's why they went to court in the first place, because Mississippi was trying to limit to 15 weeks.
Yep.
And that makes total sense now, where the court was like, okay, no, we're going to do this. We're going to do this.
And that's how he rules all the time.
Yeah.
Whether it's guns, abortion, Obamacare, everything. Just a narrow little ruling that doesn't settle anything.
Which would have, again, not been based in the Constitution.
Agonizing. Right.
Whereas if you go full tilt and say, no, it's just the states to decide, that's from the Constitution. The Constitution doesn't say, no, you can do it this many weeks, or this many. No.
And everybody knew. Everybody knows. All legal minds who are honest know Roe v. Wade was terrible law. Yeah. It shouldn't have been instituted in the first place. And even Ruth Bader Ginsburg knew that.
Right.
She talked about it multiple times. Did her mind change when she got into the court and became radicalized? Yeah, a little bit. But during her life, she made multiple statements on Roe v. Wade that almost sounded conservative. She was not a fan of Roe v. Wade. And had this been voted on early in her tenure, she may have voted with the majority to get rid of it. Of course, they wouldn't have ever entertained it back in the day. But, I mean, here's one of the things she said. Roe was heavy-handed judicial intervention that was difficult to justify and appears to have provoked, not resolved, conflict. Yeah, thank you. That's right. Amazing. So Rob sent this article over. This was from 2019 when Joe Biden voted to let states overturn Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, this was when the Democrats were trying to figure out who their horse was going to be in 2020, and they were trying to say, look, Joe Biden's not our guy.
It's a new era in Washington in 1981, and abortion rights activists were terrified. With an anti-abortion president, Ronald Reagan, in power, and Republicans controlling the Senate for the first time in decades, social conservatives pushed for a constitutional amendment to allow individual states to overturn Roe v. Wade. The Supreme Court ruling that, of course, made abortion legal. The amendment, which the National Abortion Rights Action League, or NARAL, extremist nightmare of an organization, they called the most devastating attack yet on abortion rights, cleared a key hurdle in the Senate Judiciary Committee in March of 1982. Support came not only from Republicans, but from a 39-year-old second-term Democrat named Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. I'm probably a victim or a product, however you want to phrase it, of my background, he said. I love this. Mr. Biden, a Roman Catholic, said at the time. The decision, he said, was the single most difficult vote I've cast as a U.S. senator. The bill never made it to the full Senate, and when it came back up the following year, Biden voted against it. His back and forth over abortion would become a hallmark of his political career. Yeah, he's been back and forth many times. First, let's show you what he said on Friday after the ruling came out.
Today is it's not hyperbole to suggest a very solemn moment. Today, the Supreme Court of the United States expressly took away a constitutional right from the American people.
It was not a constitutional right.
Already recognized. They didn't limit it. They simply took it away. That's never been done to a right so important to so many Americans. But they did it.
Oh, you're trying to do it to the Second
It's
Amendment.
a sad day for the court and for the country.
No.
50 years ago,
good day for
Roe
babies.
v. Wade was decided and has been the law of the land since then. This landmark case protected a woman's right to choose, her right to make intensely personal decisions with her doctor, free from the interference of politics.
Pause it for a second. You know, people should be able to make a really intensely personal decision with their hitman. You know, it's between a person and their hitman as to whether they're going to kill another person or not. You know, but what if somebody has really pissed you off and you've hired a hitman? Isn't that between you and the hitman? Really? I mean, person's got to go, right? You're just essentially performing, an 803rd trimester abortion. That's all you're doing. I mean, depending on how old the person is.
Okay, well, when you say it like that.
Yeah. It's not that big a deal, is it?
That's a different perspective.
I mean, I wouldn't kill anybody myself.
Okay.
But I'm not going to stand in the way of your right to say kill Corby if you want to.
Really?
Maybe he pisses you off someday, and you decide you're going to off him. Maybe you're going to have a hitman. It's between you and your hitman.
Yeah.
I'm staying out of it. Who am I to tell you not to do that?
I'm going to explore this because there are days.
Yeah, I know.
He's got an attitude in there.
Yeah. And that's a personal thing.
Thank you.
You know? Mm-hmm. Joe's right about this. Let's hear more.
It reaffirmed basic principles of equality, that women have the power to control their own destiny, and it reinforced a fundamental right of privacy.
No.
A right of each of us to choose how to live our lives.
No, except
now,
when I want to jab you in the arm with my vaccine.
Clear. The health and life of women in this nation are now at risk.
Pause it for a second.
Member of the Senate.
Why do they keep saying that? When? Why? How? How are they at risk now? Why? It almost never happens where the woman's life is in danger because of a pregnancy. This isn't 1842 anymore, okay? If it were 1842, yeah, a lot of women died in childbirth then. We figured some things out since then, like the last 175 years. It's kind of weird, but I think it's under 1%.
It is.
The women who die during abortion or who are in danger of dying. This is such bull crap. But they're doing anything and saying anything and lying about everything. Here's what else he had to say.
As chairman and ranking member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, as vice president and now as president of the United States, I've studied this case carefully.
Have you?
I've overseen more Supreme Court confirmations than anyone today.
What?
This case was always discussed. I believe Roe v. Wade was the correct decision.
So?
As a matter of constitutional law and application of the fundamental right to privacy and liberty in matters of family and personal autonomy. It was a decision.
We don't have that when it comes to the vaccine, of course.
Through a careful balance between a woman's right to choose earlier in her pregnancy and the state's ability to regulate later in her pregnancy. A decision with broad national consensus that most Americans of faith and backgrounds found acceptable, that have been the law of the land for most of the lifetime of Americans
And it's
today.
wrong. So what?
Yeah, let's say that's the case.
So what?
Let's say that's the case.
Yeah.
That's not how our system works,
Nope.
bro.
No, it's
we
not.
elected the people that made that change. And if we don't like it, then we elect other people that'll change it back.
Right.
That's how it works, bro.
Elections have consequences, as they love to say all the time. Well, the election in 2016 had some consequences for you. And here they are. Congratulations.
Do we want to do that, by the way,
Unreal.
to look ahead to Pat Gray overtime today? Should we play the Democrat after Democrat after Democrat that said the 2016 election was illegitimate?
Yeah, we should.
You want to do that today?
Yeah.
It might be fun.
We should do that. So this is agonizing. We've got more from him. We'll try to get through it.
He's good.
First, let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. Selling your home is a big, big challenge. We just repainted our house, and it was a 2-week process where we had to move out. And that's fun. I don't know if you're aware of that. That's really fun. You get to move before you get to move again. So much fun. Oh, man, I'm having a good time with that. I really am. So we went to the house and checked it out.
That's what I was going to ask you.
On
How's
Saturday.
it going?
And they finally took all the plastic. I should show you the pictures of the plastic.
Oh, no.
And the taping job that they did. And I mean, everything's taped up and plasticed over.
Okay.
And so they removed all of that.
So Eldon is done.
It's done.
Done painting.
He's done.
Okay.
Yeah, he's done.
Finally.
And so you have to move, because we painted our master bedroom closet, so we had to move all of our clothes into the shower.
No.
And so it's piled up taller than I am with clothes in our shower. That's going to be fun to put back when we get home.
That's going to be a project in of itself.
Yeah. Oh. So you need a realtor that's going to help you through all this minutia. It can be agonizing, or it can be a much better experience with a really good realtor with a really good background and marketing plan.
And if any guest comes over to your house and you see them put their hands on your wall, you just chop the arm off.
Right.
So
yeah.
No, don't mess up my wall.
It's like Sharia law. I'm sorry you lost an arm. That's just the way it is.
You'll never touch that wall again.
Real estate agents I trust. You're going to love it because they're fans of the show. You got a lot in common with them, and they've got great track records. They're the people that can get it done for you. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, can we get through the second clip, do you think? We got through the 2 minutes of the
this
first.
One's
so
quick, and then we got to play him from 2006. Yeah.
Yes, right. All right, let's do that. Here it is.
It was 3 justices named by one president, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
The core of today's decision to upend the scales of justice.
That's right.
And eliminate a fundamental right for women.
It's not a fundamental right. I'm sorry, no.
Make no mistake.
Make no mistake.
This decision is a culmination of a deliberate effort over decades.
Yep.
Yeah.
To upset balance of our law.
Oh, for gosh sakes.
Okay.
I mean, that's all they've tried to do. Their litmus test was, will you uphold Roe v. Wade?
Mm-hmm.
So they're all pissed off that we got it done finally.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's what he said back in, way back ancient history. Clear back in 2006.
I do not view abortion as a choice and a right. I think it's always a tragedy. And I think that it should be rare and safe. And I think we should be focusing on how to limit the number of abortions. And they ought to be able to have a common ground and consensus as to do that.
I think we got there Friday.
Yeah, we did. That's right. That's exactly right. And it would have fit right in with what he said in 2006. So why the difference now? How have you been so radicalized? But that's the case with all the Democrats.
Yeah, that's true.
They keep, pointing the finger at Republicans for being so radical. And I keep pointing it right back at them because they are the radicals here. They are the ones that have turned to socialism. They are the ones that have become a death cult. And it's not just abortion. It's a wide array of issues. But abortion may be the worst of all. Well, it is because, it involves the death of babies. And they don't care. Right up to and including birth, they still want to abort babies.
Honestly, do you think that the people in the streets all weekend even realize, what percentage do you think realize that you can still get an abortion in blue
I think
states?
a small percentage. No. They're all doing this in ignorance.
That's the word.
Yeah. They're completely ignorant of the actual facts surrounding this.
I tell you, when archaeologists go back and dig up what tore our society apart, and they find out it was pronouns and the right to murder babies, and be like, wait,
who were these people?
Yeah, what
kind of barbarians? Wow.
Weirdos. Yeah.
Welcome. Thanks for being here. Great to have you with us. Kara3022 tweets, "Hey, Joe, I want that exact same right to privacy when it comes to what gun I own, what car I drive, what light bulb I use, and what words I speak."
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
Amorous Muskrat Giblets tweets, "All new POTUS speech notes should start with, you say," they tell me, "then you read your speech."
Get a little cheat sheet for him.
Like that.
I see.
Yeah.
That's so embarrassing.
From Jimmy Dimples, "Sorry, I tend to zone out whenever Biden's talking." Why not, though? He does.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Right? Got some fun memes that came out on the
it was a good
World
weekend.
Wide Webs. This one of a Planned Parenthood is great. Yeah, it's a Halloween store now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It went out of business. So the Halloween store people took it over. That is awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
How I love that. This is interesting, too. On Friday, the Supreme Court, abortion ruling came down, and somebody noticed a lot of bricks stacked across the street from the Republican National Committee headquarters.
Ugh.
Look at this. Look at this. That
seems like an oversight or
what are you
purposeful?
I wonder who loaded all of those bricks onto that street. And for what reason?
Right, and maybe there's a legitimate reason. What are we building right there? I'd like to know. And could we think of a better time to do it than when the Supreme Court is releasing their opinions?
And if you remember this happened during the riots of 2020. In the summer of 2020, they were finding that, people would put these kinds of things next to buildings, and then the next day they'd be used by the rioters. Wonder if that could be.
No, not in my America.
No. Now, we were talking about how inconvenient it's going to be for some women to kill their babies. An article here from, I think this is Associated Press, maybe NBC News.
NBC News made a interactive map.
Oh, so it tells you where to go.
Right. You type in what town you live in. It says, here's where you need to go to kill your baby.
For someone living in Salt Lake City, it will require driving 6 hours and traveling roughly 335 miles to the nearest clinic, the open clinic in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Get this.
Sorry to inconvenience you in murdering your babies on the agenda.
Without a car, and so many people are in that position, right? Most people in America don't have cars.
I don't have a car.
Jeez. Without a car, that trek stretches to more than 19 hours on a bus trip.
On a bus?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, good. Then there's some thinking time then, maybe before you make this monumental decision.
Yo, you don't want them to think. You just want them to do. From Boise, Idaho, the drive is more than 250 miles to the Walla Walla Health Center in Washington. And get this. The patient in Idaho Falls won't even be able to get to the nearest clinic approximately 290 miles away in Helena, Montana.
Oh, no.
Without a car. They can't even get there without a car.
Oh, because no bus goes there.
Right.
Oh, no.
There's no bus, apparently, between Idaho Falls and Helena.
That's tragic. That's tragic.
That's an easy drive, by the way. It takes about 3.5 hours, maybe 4. Driven it many, many times. It's not a big deal. If you have to do that, well, if you have to walk, I guess it is a big deal. 290 miles is a long way if you have to walk. But let's keep in mind, it's not 1812. It's 2022, and we do have cars.
Yeah, but somebody will pay for it, whether a business,
that is true.
State of New York. You'll find somebody that'll pay for this.
It's not interesting. The nearest one for Idaho is in Helena.
Was the mean streets?
Yeah,
right?
On the mean streets, man.
Boy.
They want, that's because there's a lot of death going on there anyway, and they just keep it going with abortion, I guess. I don't know. But these people just are relentless. Maxine Waters apparently wasn't happy with the ruling. This will surprise you.
Yeah.
She had some things to say.
You see this turnout here?
Yeah.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Women are going to control their bodies no matter how they try and stop us. The hell with the Supreme Court. We will defy them.
Will you?
Women will be in control of their bodies. And if they think black women are intimidated or afraid, they got another thought coming. Black women will be out in droves.
Oh, good.
We will be out by the thousands. We will be out by the millions. We're going to make sure we fight for the right to control our own bodies. Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Oh, shut up.
Wow, she's the worst.
She's not good.
Wow.
And
black women.
Right.
Going to continue the destruction of black babies so that they won't grow into black adults, and their population will stay right at about 12% in this country. 12 to 14%, right in there somewhere. It's always been there, and it continues to be there because of abortion.
You got it. By the way, right? They don't.
How is it okay?
It's not. I love Congressman Al Green standing behind her, wearing his mask outside. I mean, really, dude? You're still into that, huh? Okay.
Stupidity. Just the stupidity. And of course, AOC was out there yelling and screaming and
with communists,
protesting.
by the way, known communists, of course.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, she's one too, so why not?
Yeah. This decision's illegitimate.
What is illegitimate about it?
Right. It's the opposite.
Into the streets! Into the streets! Into the streets! Into the streets! Into the streets!
Okay.
What idiots.
So is that, can we say that that's condoning what? Violence?
Yeah, I think so.
So
absolutely.
So illegitimate.
What is illegitimate about it? It is not illegitimate. The U.S. Supreme Court is there for this specific purpose, to make these kinds of rulings. It's what they do. It's their only job. How is it you know how it's illegitimate? Because they waited for the vote till Trump got in office. I think that's the illegitimacy, right?
That's just when
Which is fine. I mean, they could do that. That wasn't illegitimate. They did a legitimate thing. McConnell held on to the vote until Trump was elected.
Yeah, the left's always going to be upset about something, whether it's that or now their big thing is Clarence Thomas should be off the Supreme Court because his wife likes Donald Trump.
Yeah,
Seriously,
something like
I've been trying to figure out, like, is she involved with January 6th? Into what? No, she was at the speech. She left because she was cold before anything even happened. What are you people talking about? It's now illegal to attend a rally, I guess, but it's not illegal to burn cities down if you're on the left. But seriously, the way the right is so angry at Clarence Thomas, which, by the way, the N-word popped up all over social media from the left this weekend.
Well, it's okay when you're talking about a person who's conservative and black. Then you can call him anything you want. From Uncle Tom to the N-word to you name it.
I mean, you folks on the left, you sure are triggered by a black man with power.
Yeah, and they're big-time racists. That's why. That's why they're triggered. They're racists.
Can we play this Clarence Thomas clip right now? Because this is from years ago, and it's just so perfect because it applies to today. As long as we're talking about Clarence Thomas, Rob, could you play that here?
You can be in the middle of a hurricane, or you can be on a calm day. North is still north. You could be in a thunderstorm. North is still north. People can yell at you. North is still north. It doesn't change fundamental things. And in this business, right is still right, even if you stand by yourself.
Wow, he's great.
God bless him.
He's so great.
Love him.
So solid, so dependable, so consistent. Has there ever been a jurist as consistent as Clarence Thomas? I don't know. We almost didn't have him because of the Coke can thing with Anita Hill. Thank heaven people saw through that. Thank heaven he was confirmed to the U.S. Supreme Court.
That was just before the dam broke on not being able to have civil discourse in this country. It was shortly after that. Because that was the late 80s. And then you get Clinton and the era of political correctness, and Democrats just went loony at that point. That was really, he got in just...
He sure did.
By the
just in the nick of time.
Protect that man.
No kidding.
Protect that man.
Well, and they need it because their addresses are being posted online. People are almost being directed to, hey, take a rifle and go to this address.
Yep.
It's despicable what's happening.
I mean, like I said earlier, the same screenshot that shows the addresses of the justices, directions to make a pipe bomb. But we're the
bad
threats.
ones.
We're the domestic terrorists over here that show up at PTA meetings and dare to let babies live.
Yep.
Okay.
We don't want our children subjected to all kinds of sexual things when they're 4, 5, 6 years old, and we don't want our babies to be murdered. And we're terrible, terrible people because of it. I know, right?
Listen to
yourself. Listen to what I just said.
Wow.
Oof.
You're on a list.
Can't believe that came out of my mouth.
Yeah, you're on a list.
It did. It's too late now. Dang it. Darn it. Darn. If I just wouldn't have.
You did it. Yeah, see, you did it. You did it.
Dang it.
See?
And of course, all the protests started to break out. Here's what happened in Washington, D.C. over the weekend.
Stand up, fight back!
Hi, Antifa.
Stand up, fight back!
Stand up, fight back.
Right to life, your name's a lie! You don't
Like what?
Right to life.
Your name's a lie!
You made a lie. You don't care if people die. She's got a cheat sheet there. You see that? She's like, okay, what's the next one? Right to life. That's a lie. You don't care if people die. Yeah, y'all shout with me.
Wait, what?
Right.
Yeah, of course we do. That's why we're fighting so hard for this, and we've been fighting hard for a long time, 50 years.
Some of these videos we're about to play. In the back of your mind, just ask yourself, how many more 4th of Julys do we have left? as a full nation, because I'm ready to wave goodbye to those folks. Go do your own thing.
Right. In Phoenix, protesters tried to break down the doors of the state capitol. On the Capitol building?
That's right.
An insurrection?
You got it.
Oh, no. Here's what happened. Senators were inside meeting.
Yep.
And look at this. Jeez.
I mean, those doors are... Look at that. Look at that door over there. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe that didn't get off its hinges. Far left. Oh. There they are. So you just heard the flash grenade thing, the boom?
Yep.
Yeah. We'll have to revisit that because... Okay, so that just goes on and on. But yeah, you said they were doing Senate business inside. So we had a senator tweet out, yeah.
Kelly Townsend tweeted, we are currently there being held hostage inside the Senate building due to members of the public trying to breach our security. We smell tear gas, and the children of one of the members are in the office sobbing with fear. I expect a J24 committee to be created immediately.
Yeah, where were you on June 24th? Yeah.
Incredible.
So, yeah, the protesters trying to... I mean, that one door was just... It was about to bust loose off the hinges there. And so the police started firing into the crowd.
They had to disperse them. And here they are doing that.
Get back.
This is the kind of stuff that happens in Berlin and Paris. It doesn't happen in the United States. Well, until recently. It's pretty recent, but now all hell's breaking loose all the time.
Third worldification.
Yep. Just, it's really ugly, really sad. And eventually the Phoenix crowd dispersed, but not before they desecrated war memorials on the grounds of the Capitol building.
Look at this.
Oh, geez.
You people are just...
The worst.
Yep.
Just hideous.
There you go.
Okay. So, I don't know why... Abort the court. No, that's good. That's really good.
There you go.
Animals.
That's right.
Animals. Los Angeles, where protesters shot fireworks at police.
Oh, that's always smart to do.
Get down!
Oh.
Hey, stop!
No.
Live ammunition!
United States of America 2022. How many more 4th of Julys are we going to be celebrating together? This is madness. Yep, city after city
Complete
after
chaos.
city.
Yeah, I mean, it was Chicago, St. Louis, Dallas, Austin, New York, Atlanta, Boston, and a lot more cities, all attacked by these radicals. Obviously, people who were celebrating the decision by the Supreme Court, just the right wing out there.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we said. I mean, that's what we were warned by the authorities.
Yeah.
The threat's going to come from the right.
Right. Well, it could come from both sides, and I don't see both sides out there. Huh. Interesting.
This video out of Seattle is just despicable. It's heartbreaking. Of what they did to this one guy who showed up to preach the word of God. We have
All
time
right.
for this before the break?
Yep.
This is horrific.
Look at this. Disrespectful.
That's a Bible.
This is a hate crime. You realize you guys are committing a hate crime right now?
They're using it as a soccer ball.
You guys, if this was a Quran, you would not have done that.
He's right.
You would not have done this if this was a Quran. What you did, give me back. That is a hate crime.
You don't have a purpose.
You don't have a purpose.
Dude, she's not going to do that. She is not going to do that.
So they take his Bible, and this is where he finds it.
That right there is a hate crime.
In a toilet.
Yep.
That
And
is
he's
a
right.
hate crime.
He's right.
That is ungodly. That is wrong. I believe these people. I can't believe that people would be this way. I can't believe they would do that.
Oh, I can. They're despicable people. They're animals. All right, let me tell you about StartMail. Free email services like Gmail and Yahoo aren't really free. You pay with your privacy. In fact, internet giants like Big Tech, they count on exploiting your data by selling it to the highest bidder. How I hate that. Your business plan, Google has it. Your medical records, Yahoo can sell them to drug companies. I mean, they can and they do, and this happens all the time. That's why I got fed up with it and went with StartMail. StartMail keeps my email private, period. Every email can be encrypted, even if the recipient doesn't use encryption. It's a really cool way to go. When you delete an email in StartMail, it's gone forever. Usually when you delete an email, like in Google or Yahoo or Microsoft, you delete it, it's still there. Well, wait, what does delete mean? It doesn't. Delete means it's gone, right? Not with those companies. StartMail is also backed by the most stringent privacy laws in the world. You get unlimited, anonymous aliases. This is a really cool way to go. Start securing your email privacy with StartMail. Sign up today. You get 50% off your first year. Go to startmail.com/unleashed. That's StartMail with a T. START mail.com/unleashed. 50% off your first year. Startmail.com/unleashed.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
And I agree with what Chairman Powell said last week.
Me too.
That the number one threat is the strength. And that strength that we build is inflation.
Is inflation, okay. Right. The strength that they built is inflation.
Yep.
So they did it on purpose, obviously, for strength purposes. I see. Okay, good. Welcome. Hey, by the way, if you want something really delicious for the 4th of July, today, I think today's the final day we can guarantee delivery on Kexy Cookies, that you'll get them by the 4th. All right, so we've got all the really super popular flavors back, the salted caramel and the Texas sheet cake and a whole bunch of other surprises that are coming. So go to Kexy.com if you'd like to order them.
And celebrate your independence from cookies that are inferior.
Right.
See?
That's yes.
Yeah.
What Keith said.
It's a long way to the well, but
no,
you don't hire me to be your advertising guy.
Right, that's true. All right. In Cedar Rapids, Iowa, sadly, this happened. A driver going through a pro-abortion event. Now, from what we understand is the event was over, right? Mm-hmm. And there was just a group of the pro-abortion protesters that was crossing the street.
In the crosswalk, apparently, at a red light.
And then this driver of a truck, goes around traffic so that he can go through the protesters in the crosswalk.
Exactly.
Here's what happened.
What an idiot. What is happening?
Okay.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, it's a different thing if they're standing in your way, if they're blocking the road. They weren't doing that, apparently.
No, because if you watch that video again, you see the traffic going the other direction, waiting at the same light.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you play that again, see this? They're sitting there at the light.
Right.
This guy like you said, went around traffic to bust through the crosswalk at the red light. We don't need people like that on our side.
No,
thank you.
Don't do that.
And apparently minor injuries, so that's good.
That is good.
My gosh, go home, bro. We don't want you here.
Oh, man. It just, we've said it a million times, but it's like the Obama birth certificate thing. Every time that was brought up, it made it more difficult for the right because there were so many other things that were absolutely true and provable, and there was evidence for on Obama, and then people kept bringing up the birth certificate, and it just delegitimized the whole thing. This is even worse.
Yeah, and
when you're taking, you're putting people's lives in danger doing that.
Let's say that nobody ever hears about that guy and what just happened, the video we played, except for you have a conversation in the future and someone says, oh yeah, well, what about the guy who drove through the pro-abortion crowd in Cedar Rapids, and then you're saying, "Oh, I don't know anything about that." Yeah,
but
and it's just this one moron who is now a talking point to ruin the larger argument for life.
Yep, it hurts the cause. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. There is still, we haven't even scratched the surface on this thing. Plus, on overtime today, we've got 12 minutes of Democrats talking about how illegitimate the 2016 election was. I thought that was all conspiracy theory.
Pat Gray.
I do. And welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. And I'll be filling in for Glenn as well today on his show. It looks like over the weekend at the box office, Top Gun, still number one.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Even over the Elvis thing, huh?
Wait, what's an Elvis thing?
You know the Elvis movie?
No, I didn't know there was one out.
What? Yes, you did.
I did not.
You did not?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The Baz Luhrmann Elvis.
I literally have not heard it at all.
Really? Actually, we saw it, and it's pretty good.
Is it his life story?
Pretty good. Kind of, yeah. Sort of. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
In a Baz Luhrmann sort of way.
I don't even know who that is. I don't get out much.
Moulin Rouge.
I haven't seen it.
Well, I know, but that's who did it.
Oh.
Baz Luhrmann.
Oh, he's not an actor? He's a director?
Right. Yes.
I am as disconnected from this reality as you can get.
I'm noticing that. So Elvis was only third. It was Top Gun again. Wow. That's up to $521 million now. And then Jurassic World Dominion is not good. At least I didn't think so. $302 million. Elvis brought in, let's see, 12 the first day, 10, 22 to like 29, almost 30 million.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, man, that's not enough. 30.5 million. It ain't enough, baby. All right, but, the whole weekend was devoted to abortion, of course, and abortion rioting, abortion protesting. Oh, we had this fine young lady who was out there talking about her uterus on her little sign there.
Oh, God.
Do we have her?
She's beautiful.
Here's there she is. A little message on her about her uterus. If my uterus shot bullets, would it have more rights? I don't even want to think about your uterus.
Thank you. You just keep moving.
Or any other part of your body.
Look, fat, look.
Oh my. But here's a great sign from one of the pro-life crowds over the weekend. Couple ready to adopt a baby.
I love this couple.
We will adopt your baby.
Aww.
Oh, that's great.
Seriously.
And see, that there's millions of couples like them who are willing. If you carry your baby to term, they'll adopt your baby and take that punishment off your hands.
Yeah.
I don't want them punished with a baby.
And Tim Young, friend of the program, I like his tweet where he says, look, now that Roe versus Wade is overturned, the adoption laws in this country should be immediately reassessed so that good people can more easily adopt American children. Absolutely. And I guess Marco Rubio has a plan for paid maternity leave. This is the time where the Republican Party needs to be proactive and say, look, okay, we got our way on abortion, so we're going to change the adoption laws. We're going to make it easier for working moms. You can't sit back and let the Democrats swoop in and have some ridiculous take on a new issue for the fall.
Right, because they're going to try to use this to keep control of Congress. And they can't have that. They can't have the issue. So you're right. Republicans need to get going on this right now. AOC had some, of course, in-depth analysis when asked to comment on Arkansas getting ready to ban abortions in that state.
This decision and this policy will kill people, no matter what their spin and what their talking points are. And that's what the data shows, and that's what the statistics show.
The data shows that? Show me that data. I want to see it. Where there's fewer abortions, all right, you've already saved one life there. Who's dying in this scenario? Who? There's going to be more death, and I keep hearing that. Of whom? Who's going to die from this?
Does she not see the irony of her talking about the death of people?
I know.
Yeah, babies are going to live.
They're going to live.
Why don't you run the numbers again, hon?
The mother is going to die?
I guess that's what they keep saying, yes.
I mean, are we going back to the 1800s because we're not aborting babies? All of a sudden, healthcare has taken a 150-year turn for the worse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's weird. That's really weird. I don't foresee that happening. I really don't.
Okay. Short-sighted.
And again, I'll say it again. It's coming from a person whose grandmother died from a self-administered abortion. Before antibiotics were a thing, my grandmother used a coat hanger. You know, the typical thing that they talk about. She actually did that. And yet, I still believe strongly that babies need to be protected, that we must stop the slaughter of American children, of American babies. It's got to stop. I mean, again, 63 million and counting. And this doesn't end that, of course. It might reduce the number. Certainly hope. And you would think more people would actually give birth and maybe put their babies up for adoption. Meanwhile, here's a CNN commentator saying some ghoulish things about her own family members. Just so
the mother before, during, and after the child.
And I am not anybody to tell you what you need to do with your life or with your uterus. And because I have a family with a lot of special needs kids. I have a brother who's 57 and has the mental and motor skills of a 1-year-old. And I know what that means financially, emotionally, physically for a family. And I know not all families can do it. And I have a step-granddaughter who was born with Down syndrome. And you know what? It is very difficult in Florida to get services. It is not as easy as it sounds on paper. And I've got another step-grandson who is very autistic, who has autism, and it is incredible. And their mothers and people who are in that society, who are in that community, will tell you that they consider suicide.
Pause it for a second. Is she saying that each of these family members should have been aborted?
That's what I'm hearing.
It seems to be what she's saying.
That seems to be the case she's making. You don't understand. I've got this person in my family.
Okay, Down syndrome, and then like a 57-year-old in the family who has bad motor skills of a 1-year-old or whatever. So they should have been aborted.
That's what I hear.
Wow. That is... again, these people are ghouls.
Yeah, the next family gathering is going to be a little awkward.
No kidding. It's a death cult. Yep. She's got a grandbaby that has Down syndrome or autism. And you're saying, when you guys get together on the 4th of July, what are you going to say to that grandchild? Hey, it's too bad you're here. Man. Wow. All right, what else?
Suicide. Because that's how difficult it is to get help. Because that's how lonely they feel. Because they can't get other jobs. Because they have financial issues. Because the care that they're able to give their other children suffers. And so why can I be Catholic and still think this is a wrong decision? Because I'm American. I'm Catholic inside the church. I'm Catholic when it comes to me.
Catholic
but there's a lot
inside
of Americans
the church.
who are
That's
not
interesting.
Catholic, and are not Christian, and are not Baptist. And you have no damn right.
Okay, I can't take it anymore. Shut her up. She is just outrageously stupid. All right, so she's Catholic inside the church, and as soon as she leaves the church, she leaves all that behind in the church. So that's great. Yeah, you're very, very devout. That's great. Why even bring it up when you don't? I mean, seriously, you're Catholic inside the church. That's about the commitment level, too, of Biden and Pelosi and all these people who are in the death cult and just go against and spit in the face of Catholic doctrine. Whew. All right. Well, the freaks, the pro-abortion freaks, were out in full force. There's just so many to show you this weekend.
It was seriously pick and choose, man.
On TikTok, here's a woman shouting at the camera from inside her car.
That's always in their car, right?
Get angry!
Ugh.
This is atrocious! This is war on women! How dare the Supreme Court do this? You, Kavanaugh! You, Gorsuch, for lying under oath when you were confirmed, saying that you believe that this was settled.
No,
women will
they
die.
didn't.
But
Pause it
as
again.
long as it fits your...
They did not. They did not say that they weren't going to vote this way on Roe v. Wade. They didn't divulge that. Why do they keep saying this? They did not do that. Can you imagine Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett saying, "Yeah, I will. It's settled law, and I don't. I mean, if Roe v. Wade were to ever come up, I'd of course vote to continue it." There's no way they're going to say that.
They didn't say they would vote to continue it. Yeah.
No, they did not.
They did make reference to the
I mean, I don't even. Did they use the words "settled law"? Because we visited this a couple weeks ago.
One of them did,
or came close to it, if I remember right. But the other two did not.
Okay.
But what else did she have to say? Because she's brilliant.
As long as it fits your
And well
Christian
adjusted, I think.
narrative, it must be correct.
Oh,
White women of privilege will still have access after their senators them. Poor
Whoa.
working mothers
Honey.
will not. Young women who are victims of sexual assault will not.
I mean, there's nobody
Women who
whiter than
found out
this
that their
chick.
child is
What is she yelling about white women for? Look at her.
Will not.
She's like
And who
Casper the Friendly
knows what's
Ghost.
going to happen ectopically because half you men prove that you don't know what an ectopic pregnancy is. How do I have less rights than my mother? Not everybody believes in your sky daddy. Not everybody believes in your cloud papa. I pray you never get another restless night's sleep in your life thinking about what you did to women.
Wait, hold on.
This is not over. Not by a long shot. How dare you?
Wait.
Karma does not forget. And she may take some
Karma
time to
doesn't
come back
forget?
around, but she will get you.
She's coming back
Not
around
on
too,
my
Karma.
Mm.
There's so much there. Hold on. What was
Wow.
it? She mocks God, Sky Daddy, Cloud Papa. Then she says she's praying. I don't know
wow.
who she's praying to. And she prays that you will never get another restless night's sleep again. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I would love it if
I
that
think she
were the
meant
case.
restful.
Yeah, well, then
But
you know
that's
what?
not what she said.
Then let's use brain
So-
cells before we post stuff on the internet.
Oh, boy.
Okay?
I can see that coming on here.
Thanks.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Wow. Jeez, these people are just psychotic.
Yep. Psychotic. That's the
Wow.
phrase that pays. Mm-hmm. You just summed it up beautifully.
So I'm going to need you to calm down and back off.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, can we see the chick with the psycho chick with the knee pads and the pillow? Because see,
Yeah,
this
'cause
is
she's
so,
out of control,
It's
too.
so spontaneous. Her reaction to the Supreme Court, it was so organic that she took the time to put a throw pillow down and knee pads on before she did a little stunt for the camera.
Oh, good.
Look at this.
Is she a WWE wrestler or?
And the poor dog is like, "Hey, can you feed me?" The dog didn't get the memo. And look at this, though. I just love the reflection. Play that again. Look at the reflection of the
Man.
picture behind her. Like her husband or whatever unfortunate man in her life is there. He's recording it. You see him there. Just so silly. Again, these people didn't just find out that a loved one died.
Right.
They found out they're no longer allowed to murder babies in certain states.
So let's use brain cells before we post things on the internet. Thanks.
Yeah, they just don't, though. They don't use their brain cells. Whew. It is so important to them that the slaughter of babies continues, that they just have lost their minds over this.
Demons, man. Legion on the loose.
Yeah, really. Oof. We've had videos of this next guy before.
His eyes scare me. Just his eyes. Never mind what he's saying. Just his eyes alone.
But at least he's urging people to vote.
Right.
We knew this day was coming, people. We knew it when Donald Trump appointed 3 Republican Supreme Court justices who said they would uphold Roe v. Wade and lied under oath.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Pause it. That's what they did not say. That is exactly what they didn't say. I don't think any of the 3 said they were going to uphold Roe v. Wade. That is asinine, and it's a lie. It's a lie.
Mm-hmm. No, they heard what they wanted to hear.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
And that's where we're at.
All right, let's see what else he had to
say.
Day
was coming. So what are we going to do now? Are we going to surrender? Are we going to say, no, it's over?
Well, I think your eyes are going to pop out of your head.
No, stop.
Put down the meth.
We're going to show up to the ballot box in massive numbers. And we're going to make sure women's reproductive rights return to where they belong. In the hands of women. Not in the hands of 6 Republican Supreme Court justices. Are you with me, people?
No.
Are you with me? And are you with the Democrats? If you are, you better show up to vote blue this November because everything's on the line.
That's for sure. You got that part right. Everything is on the line. And you must vote Republican to make crazy-eyed doofus there go even further out of his mind. Then somebody on TikTok had a message for the pro-abortion protesters.
Because there was too much chatter about women's rights on the old internet.
Oh, yeah, because, it's not just women who lost the right to abortion.
Thank you.
What about the non-binaries?
Yeah, so whoever this is reminds us.
Just a reminder, because it seems like everyone needs it, not just women get abortions. People with uteruses get abortions. Trans people get abortions. Trans men, non-binary people.
Men and binary people
get abortions.
Sure.
Oh, that's interesting.
Love you.
No.
Jesus, please don't love me. I'm good.
That is unreal.
That's where we're at, man. We are in a bizarro world.
We truly are.
We have crossed over.
Ooh-wee. All right. Omega XL. We've got so many joints in our bodies, and that means there's a lot of different places in your body where pain can start, and it can really be troublesome. And if you're like me, you've tried a bunch of different things, and maybe nothing worked, and then finally I broke down and actually did use Omega XL. Omega XL can restore your SPMs. SPMs are these things that keep your joints healthy, and you don't produce enough of them as you get older. And so your joints can become inflamed, and then the pain begins. Well, Omega XL restores the SPMs. It also calms down that inflammation, and the pain goes away. Builds up in your system. After a week for me, the pain started to subside, and after 2 weeks, it was gone. So go to omegaxl.com/Pat. You buy one bottle, they're going to give you a second for free. You buy one, you get one free. It's a 2-for-1 deal. omegaxl.com/Pat or 800-844-4888.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Ooh. So someone posted this lawmaker discussing her proposed abortion bill a couple of years back.
Delegate Tran.
Yes, sir.
How late in a pregnancy would your bill apply if a physician was simply willing to certify that that the continuation of the pregnancy would impair the mental health of the woman? How late are we talking about?
Well, so the way the suggestion that we've made in the bill is to say it's in the 3rd trimester and at the, with the certification of the physician. So
how late in the 3rd trimester would you be able to do that?
Yeah. How long can you kill your baby?
It's very unfortunate that our physicians, witnesses were not able to attend today to speak specifically.
No, I'm talking about your bill.
Bill.
How late in the 3rd trimester could a physician perform an abortion if he indicated it would impair the mental health of the woman?
or physical health.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm talking about the mental health.
So, I mean, through the third trimester. The third trimester goes all the way up to 40 weeks.
Okay. But to the end of the third trimester.
Wow.
I don't think we have a limit in the bill.
So
you don't think you have a limit in the bill? Okay. Huh. All right. So he can't even process it.
Where it's obvious that a woman is about to give birth. She has physical signs of that she is about to give a birth. Would that still be a point at which she could request an abortion if she was so certified?
Yes. Yes. You got it.
She's dilating.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. Doesn't matter.
Mr. Chairman, that would be a decision
that
the doctor, the physician, and the woman would
I understand
make
that. I'm asking
woman.
if your bill allows that.
Yes.
My bill would allow that, yes.
Yes. Okay, so there you go. Partial birth abortion. It means exactly what it sounds like it means. The baby has partially been born, and they take the baby's life in a heinous, horrific kind of... You're talking about a full-grown baby here. You're talking about, at the end of the 40th week, a fully grown child in the womb, fully grown baby, and they're killing that baby as it's coming out the birth canal. And that's perfectly fine from her bill. That's exactly what we're trying to stop here.
Yep.
Because as I said last week, I really believe that the Democrats overplayed their hand on this thing, and they went so far beyond Roe v. Wade and what that allowed, which was abortion pretty much up to 21 weeks for the most part. And then there were limits on abortion. Well, that's all gone now. The left they don't believe in any limits. As she just showed you there. Joe Biden won't talk about any limits to abortion. There aren't any in their mind. And so I think that people were just like, okay, this has gone way too far, and we have really been Overton windowed here. So maybe we pull back on this. And that's what happened. The pendulum swung back the other way, and now they're all pissed off.
And do you think we'll see this in other areas as well?
Sure hope so. Yeah, I do.
To swing back?
I do.
And then how does the left react? I mean, let's war game
they're
this
going
out.
nuts.
Okay.
They'll go crazy.
So do you think this nation, I'm serious, holds together through the chaos that we're going through right now? Because we haven't even talked about the economic factors at play right now.
Right.
These are just social issues that are ripping us apart.
Yeah. I know. How long is this abortion?
We're not going to be able to do this today, but we have a list of all of the companies that will provide their employees an abortion if we go through that. Dick's came out with a nice thing. The place where you can't buy an AR-15 because we're trying to save the lives of kids. I love this tweet here from DC Drano. They want to save children's lives, but yet
Dick's Sporting Goods stopped selling AR-15s in 2018 to help save children's lives. Yesterday, they announced they will fund employee abortions, which will end children's lives.
And the list is long. I mean, this is only a partial list of the companies.
Yeah, we got Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, Levi Strauss, Amazon said they'll provide as much as $4,000 in travel. I mean, you could make some money on that, actually. What does the abortion cost? $500, $600, something like that? The gas to get you there is maybe another, at most, $400 or $500. I mean, it can't be that much even. Maybe a round trip. And then the abortion, $500 or $600 more. You're going to make a couple grand on this. Starbucks, Citigroup, Yelp, Apple, Match, and Bumble, to name just a few. Nice.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.